Doing each season in a different type of horror story, can you talk about the challenges and where that idea came from and how the network felt about switching everything up?
They were very on board. I mean, the idea was, like, obviously horror is about tension, and to keep tension up, I think to go 2-3 seasons, the tension is lost. You can't keep it up because eventually people just smarten up and they get as far away from whatever the horror is as possible. It's not like you're trapped in a small town or some kind of, I guess you could do some kind of a Twilight Zone thing where you're in a bubble and you can't leave. And so if you're going to do horror on TV, I think that was the only way to do it, was sort of our thinking about it. And it's more challenging. Like, we just started writing season 2, and it's like, well, you got to start from scratch. You're making a brand new season, everything different. So that's, creatively challenging, but also creatively so exciting, because in my opinion, the most horrifying place to be in a television show is day 1 in the writer's room of season 2. Because season 1, you got to figure it out. I mean, season 1, you're flying through, everything's fresh, everything's new. And season 2, you're like, okay, now what? Like, what's next? Like, how do we get deeper into these characters, and how do we not tell the same stories again? And people want the same thing, but not quite the same thing. And so it's been really exciting to be able to just be like, yeah, no, we can do whatever we want. This is all brand new stuff. So.
And you're inventing this, because this hasn't existed before. I mean, it's like an anthology series that's each year is different. And correct me if I'm wrong, but originally that wasn't the original conceit. We were going to stay in the house.
That was the idea.
And then as you go down the road, you realize, no, you can't stay in the house. So we're going to have to cut up those sets and throw them away.
Once we started going back and forth in time, and because the idea was like, well, we can do the house in 2011, 12 now, and then we'll do the house in 1960 in season 2. But once we started realizing that, we could go back and forth in time in the season. Now where do we go? We sort of did it all.
And what you're able to do is establish a brand so that there's something to market, that everyone feels like, well, we can bring people back to this, and it'll be interesting to see what it is. But if the show hadn't been that successful in the first year, I think that would have been a real problem, because what are you tuning into? What are you bringing an audience back to?